journey as a black person and kind of a journey through self-love out of self-hate, a lot of it is down to representation.
I see a book that looks like me and I'm like, I'm gonna buy that. I don't care if it's for 4-year-olds. I want it. My inner child wants it.
Yeah. Hi guys, you're here at Black Excellence Bristol and we're acknowledging achievements and aspirations. I'm here with the lovely Abbi Bayliss. If you don't know Abbi, she is a digital illustrator, and I'm not sure exactly how I found your work. I think it might have been through Rising Arts.
Probably.
I think.
Yeah.
Because were you part of the sort of billboard stuff they did last year?
This year.
This year.
The one just gone, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I've been with them since I've heard of them like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Okay, and you recently was the illustrator on your second book?
Yeah, I made a second children's book, which is really cool. I saw in the shops the other day. It was actually in the shop that I work, so that was kind of ironic.
Is that the one on Wapping Wharf?
Well, it's close to Wapping Wharf. This Arnold Feeney Art Gallery.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the
they got a bookshop in there?
Yeah, it's really sick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it was really cool.
So if you could tell us a little bit about the book.
Yeah, so I actually started working on this last year, March, like the week before COVID, I think, because it was the last time I met up with someone like before. And a friend of mine who's also an illustrator just said, oh, there's something I've heard of, I think you'd be good for it. And she passed me on, and someone had written 2 full children's books and just needed an illustrator. So we just met up for a coffee and was like, okay, let's just sketch the whole book out now in like one evening. So then we just met up and sketched it, and then all throughout lockdown I just illustrated it all. And then she handled all the publishing side of it, and she's from Bristol as well, and she's really, really good. And it was funny because the week before I even contacted her, I actually sketched out a whole idea for like a children's book for the same concept of like appreciating like black hair. And then when she said she had it, I thought that makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah.
Like, you've already got the words, like I just needed the words, but I already had the drawing, so it fit really well.
Wow. And how did you actually like find each other? How did you know?
My friend knew her. She wanted to do it, but she couldn't do it because of work clashes, because she's also an illustrator. So she just passed the details to me, and we just called over the phone and just talked about the idea.
Amazing,
which is really cool.
And so I actually bought the first book for my niece. Yeah, I'm going to buy the second one as well, actually.
It's better.
It's called, is it Where's Summer's Cat?
Yeah, Where's Summer's Fluffy Cat?
Summer's Fluffy Cat, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's all about exploring, is it all about exploring like black hair and black... Was that the second one? That's the second one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit muddled up here.
It's okay.
But I guess the most important part of each one is that the main character is a young black girl with like big curly afro hair. And it's something you just don't see in children's books at all.
I think it's really nice and endearing as well, because the author, it's based on her daughter.
Yeah.
So her daughter is called Summer, and it's literally her daughter and their family that I've sort of drawn. So it's really nice that, I mean, hopefully other sort of kids get represented in it as well and see themselves in it. But I know definitely that one little girl is going to grow up with this, because it's literally her, which is just even more sweet. So I've kind of not shaped her life, but made a nice that sounds so weird, but like made a nice impact on her, like growing up. Like, she's got that to hold on to. I
think so, definitely. I feel like you shouldn't belittle it, because a big part of growing up and sort of your journey as a black person and kind of a journey through self-love out of self-hate, a lot of it is down to representation. I see a book that looks like me and I'm like, I'm gonna buy that. I don't care if it's for 4-year-olds. I want it. My inner child wants it. Yeah. And so was it like, how was the experience of like, is this your first book you've first sort of like printed aspect that you've done, really, I guess? Or it's my first like illustrated book that had my name in it. Yeah. So there's definitely like, ooh, big achievement. Yeah. Have you had a lot of feedback about the book as well? Yeah, everyone really loves it. It's really sweet as well. When parents send photos of their kids reading it, or like they're all holding it or colouring it in, it just makes me so happy. That is sweet as hell. Yeah. I love that. And like, you know, how is it like walking around Bristol and then seeing like your artwork on like walls and like saying like, you know, designed by Abbi and stuff?
I think it's really cool. I think
Yeah.
I'm quite, not humble, but I don't like to shout about things,
Yeah.
which, I mean, I probably should work on.
Yeah.
But,
Sometimes you got to big up yourself, but yeah,
yeah.
it's good to be like modest in some aspects, isn't it?
But when I took my mum to see my book in the shop the other day, she started telling everyone in the street. And normally I'd be like, don't, but I thought, yeah, I'm not going to do it, you do it, you
Yeah,
pick me
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So I think that's what we got to do, because I'm never going to do it, so
Yeah.
I like when other people do.
And so, like, have you found like connecting to your Dominican roots? Like, are you able to like cook any Dominican food or listen to any kind of music like that? Or
Yeah, I mean, I can't cook in general, but I can cook Dominican
Yeah.
food. It's just something that you just have. Like, I think I've always been close to my grandparents, and they've always just brought me up alongside my mum. So I just see them as my second parents, or my actual other parents. So yeah, I'm really close to them, and just the music and the culture and the food and just the community of it. It's really not sad, but I think when they came to Bristol, there was a much more like tighter Dominican community, and then it kind of, you know, dwindles throughout time. So me and my brother are like, we're gonna hold it up, because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
our other cousins don't really hold it up. So
No.
we're like, we are going to tell us everything, tell us your whole. I think I'm the one with the memory skills, so I know their like lineage back to like 5 generations and
Wow,
all their
yeah.
siblings, because I'm supposed to be the one that remembers it all, so I can pass it on. So
Yeah.
I've got all these names in my head, but then the problem with Dominican people, they're not actually real names, they're just nicknames.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you won't, they're not real names, but it's what they call them.
Yeah. Wow. And have you found as much of like a Dominican community in Bristol? Because I don't know many people. Like you and Lewis, like the only people.
Yeah, well, that's why when I found Lewis and I saw like him like put the flag once, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm messaging you right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Where are
yeah.
you from? Are we related?
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of small, but then when you do find someone, you're both really excited.
Yeah.
So that makes it more special. Like a girl was
Yeah.
doing my hair once, and I was just asking about her family, and she said she was Dominican, and then I was like, Mum, get in here, talk to her, interrogate her. Where? How do you know her? Because if they're from Bristol and they're Dominican, you're going to know each other or
Really?
be faintly related.
Yeah.
So that is just really cool. When she meets someone, it's like, you're my family straight away.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. On the topic of like where you've come from and stuff, what is one of your like greatest achievements to thus far?
Ooh.
So you've got plenty to choose from, I'm sure.
No. I think last year I had an exhibition in Soho on Carnaby Street, which is
Wow.
like one of my favourite things I've ever done.
Yeah.
And when I told my family, oh, I have a show in London, I'm just going to go down for the weekend to bring my stuff down, they didn't think much of it. They just thought it was going to be like a small little thing. And I was fine for it to be a small thing, but it was actually really big. And it was it was sort of funded and made by Black Minds Matter. So all the tickets that got sold went to Black Minds Matter, that
Oh, that's great.
funds like therapy and support for black people, which is like literally amazing.
Yeah.
And the venue was great, and it was all just really well cared for, because all the artists that showed were all black artists, and anything we sold, they didn't take any commission from it. We got the full price, which was so amazing. And I sold like 3 things in like
so good.
Soho.
Yeah.
And it was just lovely to meet all the other artists and see that actually I need to raise my prices. And it was just, that's my biggest achievement.
Yeah. And like lastly, what's one of your like goals for the future?
Well, I think last year I wrote a 10-year plan, which I'm probably not going to stick to, but I really want to own my own art gallery, and then once that kind of gets good or like established, I want to turn it into like an art gallery / community centre, where like half of it is a gallery and the other half is like, you know, you can get community groups in, or just groups of people, and like run workshops, or if they want to watch a film, you can put on a film night, or just something that we can all enjoy. Because then there is places like that in Bristol, but then they're always kind of got this awkward exclusion bit where you don't really you feel like you're just like a token there. So I want it to be like, you want to watch this, come in, you can do this. And then the other half is just like open for the community. Just if you want to show art, you can show it, and it would just be really cool. So I want to get to that point in 10 years. Yeah.
I can see it happening, definitely. If you keep going in the way you're going, you know, it's the only way is up, really, as they say. But thank you so much for coming through today to speak with us. You know, it's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, you enjoyed that.